Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to try and help you with your creativity in Fallout 4. Let's get building. So when I started this channel back in January 2017, my real focus was just to share the builds that I do in the hope that it might be useful to some people and they might get some kind of value out of it, plus help people kind of shortcut all the struggles that I had when I first started building in Fallout. So today's kind of segment is really about expanding that a little bit further, going back to the kind of essence of why I started the channel in the first place, and see if I can help you in any way. And really it's going to be almost a question and answer series of videos. Now it may only be 1 to 2 videos, it may go longer. That really depends on what questions you have for me, and what you want to learn. And this series has really come out of a number of questions that I've had on the channel over the last 6 or 7 months. So feel free to leave some comments, questions in the comments below this video. I'm happy to try and answer whatever you want as far as Fallout 4 and building is concerned. And let's get into the first question. So one of the questions that I had very recently is, how do I get better at building Fallout 4? And I think that the short answer is get in and just do some building. And one of the reasons I put quick builds together, there's quite a few reasons, is really just to give you some little projects that you can try in about 5 to 7 minutes. And hopefully the more you build in Fallout 4, the better you will become. So I wanted to just show you this quick little segment here, where I've just taken a pre-made barn straight out of the barn tab. It's usually the first tab in the menu. It's the barn is just already built, and I want to show you what you can do with this very simply. One of the big issues you're going to get building in Fallout is really got a lot to do with figuring out how each of the items work together and fit together. And again, Quick Builds was designed to help you with that. And I think also spend the time watching other builders, whoever that might be, and have a go at some of the builds that they do. That's how I learned a lot. And then as you become more proficient at using the different building items in Fallout 4, you'll start to develop your own ideas. But as I said earlier, the biggest single thing that I think you need to learn is how everything works together, how each of these building materials snap together, where you can use them, where you can't use them, etc. And then just set yourself little building projects and see what comes out of it. Is everything you're going to build be spectacular? Absolutely not. But as long as you're progressing forward, I had somebody on a live stream recently just say to me that he had gone back and had a look at some of his previous builds, and we all do this, and he had just shuddered at what he saw. And my answer to him was, well, that means you're progressing. That means if you can say, look, the builds I'm doing now are much better than what I did 6 months ago, then you're progressing. And really nobody is going to judge how good or bad your builds are. Your builds are your builds. There's no building inspector going to come around and mark you. So just get in there and build. It's asked a number of my regular subscribers and regular participants in the live stream at the weekend, what is it about Fallout 4 that you enjoy, especially the building of Fallout 4 in it? It's very addictive. It's very therapeutic, were some of the answers that I got. And look, if you're having fun and you enjoy building in Fallout, just be happy with that and just do whatever you want to do. If you want to improve, then come and ask questions. There's a lot of people in the community that will help you, and this is really what I wanted to do with this segment. So you can see very quickly what we've done with just a pre-made barn, a few additions and a little decoration, and this will lead nicely into the next question. Number 2, how can I make my builds look more natural? And I get this question quite a lot, so I thought I'd put this quick little segment together. So we've got 2 walls here, one plain wall, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dress this wall up here, and then you can see the comparison. And it really is a case of adding some depth to what you do. A lot of the time, to make your builds look more natural, it isn't actually the build itself, what you physically build. It's more about the decoration that you do around that build. And you can see here I'm putting a wall together, and I'm just adding a few elements to make it look more interesting and give it more depth. And these are simple little things that you can do. And the other thing is that it's an open book. It really is open to interpretation and what look you want to go, and I think just get in there and do some experimentation. It's very healthy. That's how you progress, is by just using different elements and see how they fit together, and what fits together and you like maybe something that I wouldn't use, and vice versa, but it doesn't matter. Get in there and try it. Get in there and just add things that maybe you would not normally add to a settlement, and just see if you can make something from it. Challenge yourself a little bit, and you'll be surprised at what actually happens. And this is the technique I use a lot, is to take kind of the wall on the left there. I just find very bland and boring, so I want to jazz it up. So this is the technique that I would use generally in my settlements, just to junk it up a little bit. And you can see that the one on the right looks a lot more interesting than the one on the left. Now here I made a point in case. Here's a little box that I've made, and here's one that's exactly the same. You judge which one is a little bit more interesting, and I've just used the same technique that you just saw in the wall. Changed some walls up, added some junk in, and suddenly it looks a lot more natural than the one on the left. So that's it for episode 1 of Unlock Your Creativity. I hope it's been useful. If it has, please leave a comment below just letting me know that. If there are other things that you need help with, also leave that below, and I'll try and address that in future episodes. Hopefully there's some value in this. If there is, I'll keep it going. Thanks for supporting the channel, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.